Alright guys, it is Dokkan time, and today we are going to be doing a showcase for the newly awakened LR Pirates. So, we're fighting the Dr. Wheelo Red Zone as its brand new event. It's not too hard, it's not too easy either for this team. The team we're rocking is basically a full Dragon Ball Saga team here. So they're called the LR Pirates because they have this changing art animation that turns into this right here. Goes into a full pirate mode. The pirate mode actually has absolutely nothing to do with their animations, ironically. This is just a node to some of the art. But anyways, so it's very good. They're a very good unit. It's ironically a very crazy good free-to-play unit. Dragon Ball Sagas has turned into quite the amazing free-to-play team. Of course, you know, you can't run a full 200% team without having the actual Dragon Ball Saga Path to Power Kid Goku as the leader. That is the only 200% lead for this unit. So it's going to be the unit that we use. It's going to be the team. It's not going to be a free-to-play team, but you could make a pretty wild free-to-play team. But anyways, so my thoughts on this unit have changed a little bit since I made the how to build for when it launched on JP. Not very much, not very much. More so just more focused. So before I was like, you could go for a dodge build, you could go for a more crit and additional build, you know, just only use it for free-to-play content. You could just go full dodge and then put the rest into additional to try and get as much extra defense as possible. But as of recent time, I've actually thought maybe it would be best if you just went full dodge and then put the rest of it into crit, because this unit can do very, very good damage. This unit can do very good damage, and I really could just tell you that it just would be best to try and go for a middle ground of that. And go for a full dodge build, and then go for the whole, go for crit. I just feel like it would just be better for the unit overall. It just would go much more smoothly for the unit, in my personal opinion. They do need the dodge. They need to be into slot 1, and that is the big thing about them, is you need to throw them in slot 1 so that you can buff the entire rotation accordingly. So, the other interesting thing about this unit is that this is a Goku youth, this is a Krillin youth, and this is a Bulma youth all at the same time. So, because of that, you do have the options of like using Aider. You have the options of having the STR Yamcha take advantage of having Bulma on the team. It's quite the interesting unit to use. So normally I would say put him in the slot 1, but I just want to make it very obvious, you know, that you want to go ahead and go for that. Let's see here. So unfortunately, we're probably not going to get the Bulma buff, ironically. Let's see here. Yeah, we're probably not going to get the Bulma buff. Nope, definitely not going to get the Bulma buff. You could actually keep Bulma on the slot instead. That is an option. I would highly suggest using a double Kid Goku lead. Have Bulma and Kid Goku on one rotation, or just keep floating Bulma. Ironically, Bulma is the only unit you don't need to have on the rotation constantly. They do need to be a dodge tank. That's what I was also trying to show you, is that they really do need to just be dodging. They do have some built-in dodge, but you have to have like a whole team of Dragon Ball Saga units. I forgot we even had she even had an intro. I forgot that this Bulma had an intro. But anyways, so yeah, the only reason I brought this Bulma is because we do not have access to the Dragon Ball Saga Yamcha and Puar. The LR Yamcha and Puar, unfortunately, is not obtainable right now on Global. You will be able to obtain the units once we get our next World Tournament on Global, which will not be for probably several weeks. I would be surprised if we got it in like next week or something crazy like that. It just won't happen. I think at the end of June, right before anniversary starts, is when we're going to get the next World Tournament. Or the worst case scenario is that they make us wait until during anniversary to get Yamcha. Because Yamcha is actually the best partner. The LR Yamcha is actually the best partner for the LR Tech Pirates. Just 100% is the best link partner for both of them, actually. It is 100% both. So, okay, finally we're almost done with this phase. I'm not even 100% sure we're going to be able to get through this very well. Like I said, they have to dodge tank. They have to dodge. They do have a little bit of built-in dodge, but I don't think that they... get that role very well. So, but as I said, because this unit is simultaneously Goku Youth, Krillin Youth, and Bulma Youth at the same time, you get the benefits of having like Hachan, where he can have up to 80% damage reduction based on the turn that you're on, as long as there's a Goku Youth with him. And then, of course, you can also utilize Yamcha, where Yamcha is actually one of the better link partners. He does have 4 links going off. Most of the Dragon Ball Saga units are only going to have about 4 to 5 links going off with this unit. Legendary Power being the other one. You might have the Innocence go off every now and again, or I don't think you'll ever see Courage, though. Courage would be very unlikely unless you're rocking the World Tournament Intelligence Krillin. That Krillin isn't terrible, but I believe he is a World Tournament support unit. He's not necessarily... I could be wrong about that. Either way, he could be a very solid floating unit also. There's several options to be using here. So we're just going to go ahead and do this. Hopefully we can get the super attack off here. Darn. I really wish they'd let us choose, like, prioritize orb amount or the actual, like, typing. Because this is a time where I would rather grab that one red key sphere to gain more health rather than I would to grab more key spheres. Alright. So Hachan's going to get hit, and that's fine. He's got... I think he's only got 50% damage reduction right now. But as soon as we hit 13 million, by the way, we have 13 million attack stat on this LR. They are very good. They are very good. They do have built-in additional, but the additionals are only like a 30% chance to go off. Okay, so we're hitting the Piccolo stage here. So this is what I was talking about before, is like you could 100% utilize just going ahead with using Bulma in like slot 1 or something like that. Have and then just go ahead and have Kid Goku here in the middle or in slot 1. He can also go in slot 1 as well, depending on who you're fighting. But it would just be best to have the Yamcha, Bulma on the opposite rotation so that she can get the Bulma buff up and then she can buff the other units on the other team. She's not the best link partner. In fact, I think she only has like 2 links going off with the Pirates. I think there's only 2 links, and I think it's just incredible adventure and guidance of the Dragon Balls. So it would just be best if she just gave her support from off rotation, or from the other rotation, like right now. You also do have the option of a Dragon Ball Saga, like if with this Path Power Kid Goku, you do have the option of the Piccolo and Gohan unit, where you can put them in slot 3 and also support more. That is an option. I do not have that unit, and I didn't want to utilize it because it wasn't a Dragon Ball Saga unit, as this unit is immensely better with a full Dragon Ball Saga team. They actually do get more of a buff for having a full Dragon Ball Saga team. The big thing about this unit that makes it a full support unit is that as long as they're doing an 18 key super, then they can go ahead and support the whole rotation as long as they're Earth Race Warriors, or as long as they're Earth Race Warriors or Dragon Ball Saga, depending on each one of those. But they gotta dodge. They gotta dodge. And if they don't dodge, then you die like this. So let's go into an event that's not going to be murked. Okay, so I decided to go into an event that wasn't anywhere near as difficult. Primarily because I just wanted to try and just do the best I can with them and show them off what they can and can't do. So while linked with Yamcha, they can have 300k start a turn defense, or you could go ahead and just keep Hachan on rotation and keep him as the slot 1. But at that point, the only thing they're doing is helping themselves, and then they're helping the 3rd slot unit, because as their passive reads, from entry turn, when there are another 2 Dragon Ball Saga or Earthbred Fighter category allies on the entry turn, they get attack and defense plus 82% for 4 turns, which is only the turn that they're on and then the following turn, or the next, basically their first 2 appearances, and that's it. And then they get attack and defense plus 77% when performing a super within the same turn, when performing a super attack, and within the same turn. Dragon Ball Saga category allies attack plus 30%. So Dragon Ball Saga category allies will get 30% attack as long as they're performing a super attack. And then Earthbred Fighter category allies defense plus 3% when performing an ultra super attack. So that means in order to get both 30% attack and defense, they have to super first before everyone else. That is the only way to get that to proc. But once again, the big thing about this unit is that they do have to dodge. So key plus 1 attack and plus an additional attack and defense plus 17% and chance of performing a critical hit plus 7% per Dragon Ball Saga category ally on the team, plus an additional attack and defense plus 77% launches an additional super that has a medium chance of becoming a super and a medium chance of evading attacks. So they only have a 30% chance to dodge, and then whatever their hidden potential is. Because of how I have their hidden potential, they only have a 27% chance and a 30% chance to actually do a dodge. I wish it was more. And they can have a higher chance. It has to be when you use their active. Right now, with 0 support, they're at 14 million attack. That's pretty good. 14 mil is a very good number for a free-to-play freaking unit, I'm telling you. Not to mention they're supporting both of the allies attacking in this rotation. And Yamcha has guard now because we do have Bulma as a part of the rotation. We still took some decent damage, unfortunately. But anyways. Okay. This is a long rotation. Let me just go ahead and pause this until we get back to the main one. All right, now we're on turn 3 again. So once again, the big thing with this unit is, like, if you really want to have some support, you have to have them use their active in order to have a higher chance to dodge. If you use their active, they're more than likely going to be able to dodge. But before that, it's just kind of like RNG's this kind of ordeal. That's why I'm saying, like, Hachan is a nice little middle ground. The only thing that sucks about it is, obviously, that means only the 3rd slot is getting any actual support. So I don't mind just kind of throwing him right there. I want to go ahead and do this. We're getting the 18 key super, and then we're going to get at least 7 key spheres with Bulma. So now Hotshot can attack. So Hotshot's going to get hit for the 2nd time? Or was this the 1st time? That was the 1st time, unfortunately. So going forward, Hotshot should be pretty much solid on taking any and all damage. And especially once we hit turn 5. With Bulma support, we are hitting still 14 million. They do have a drop-off of damage once the 4 turns has elapsed. And we are missing, I think, a link or two, which could explain why the damage is so similar this time around. Now, you could very well have Bulma as a part of the main rotation for the unit, you know, just to keep the Bulma buff up. It just really depends on how the units come out for you. But I would still highly kind of suggest to just keep Bulma along with the other Kid Goku. That's what I would suggest. You don't have to. Completely fine if you don't want to do it that way. There's no harm in it. Honestly, it's a pretty free to choose which kind of rotations you want with a Dragon Ball Saga team. Everybody kind of links well together. But obviously, Path to Power Kid Goku is going to do a lot of support as well. So, off-turn support with Bulma, buffing them, and then linked up with a Path to Power Kid Goku. I mean, they could just be hitting absurdly crazy numbers. So, let's just go ahead and do this. Do this. And then, darn, it's only 6 key spheres. I was hoping for more. Alright. Let's see how much damage we can get to. Unfortunately, this is turn 5. So that means that I believe that their intro buff is gone. But this is with Bulma buff. Or it's not with Bulma buff. This is just with the Path to Power Kid Goku buff. So they're at 12 million attack stat. So they lost 2 million. But as long as you have Path to Power Kid Goku or LR Bulma or some other kind of support, you can do pretty well. And as I said, I think Hachan is a nice middle ground to use with this, with the LR Pirates, because having the slot 1 tank helps a lot. They themselves are actually pretty decent, and their defense is okay. It's not amazing post super, but it is definitely a livable super amount. All right, let's try. Oh goodness. Huh. Okay. That's not gonna be enough. That should be good. It's not as much defense as I want, but I needed to make sure that I was going to get the, I had to make sure I was going to get the Bulma buff. Bulma buff is key. I think we should be fine, as long as we didn't get hit with a super. Now, mind you, you got to keep your expectations in check. This is just a fun Dragon Ball Saga team to run with this unit, you know? It's not going to take down all of the hardest events in the game. I think with some items and good RNG, though, I really feel like you could get through some tough fights. I really do feel like it. Like, if you just had some good dodge RNG and use items at very good time frames, you could get through a lot of... And trust me, I'm going to be trying. I'm going to be trying. I will be trying to actually, like, take down, like, some of the Majin Buu Saga stuff. I want to try and see if I can do that with them, especially after we get the LR Yamcha Easy A. So Hachan, tanking, no problem. Hachan is very, probably underrated at this point. Obviously, because, you know, he's not on proper teams. 12.8 million, almost back up to that 13 million era. Yeah, this is the reason why I was like saying you kind of want to go for a crit a little bit, because they're here to support, and then they have such a high damage numbers that not giving them crit is just a waste. Alright, so this is where it kind of gets serious, and I would honestly kind of expect people to be using items, you know. This is where you want to use items 100%. Now, I don't think we're gonna kill, and I think we will be fine for the most part. But as long as we don't get frame 1 super, then we're fine. Yeah, we're fine. So we are going to have a bigger buff on the next rotation, and I kind of want to take this guy out with a bang. So we're going to use the active next turn for the LR Tech Pirates, and hopefully we'll be able to just kind of one-shot Cell. We'll see what happens. Or we're going to be very unfortunate and freaking Path to Power Kid Goku and Bulma are going to wipe out Cell right now. Ooh, yeah, I think I don't even think we're going to see the LR Tech Pirates on the next rotation. Bulma too good. Bulma's too good. Crap. Bulma's too good. Yeah, and Kid Goku's definitely going to kill right here. Unless the friend Path to Power Kid Goku is just absolutely terrible, there's just no way we don't. Yeah, there was no way we didn't get past that. Yeah, unfortunately, I really wanted to show them off a little bit more. But I think once we get the LR Yamcha EZA here on Global, that's when I can fully utilize it and take advantage of the unit itself. It's not a terrible team. It's almost a free-to-play-esque team. I really like them. I really like them. I think we just need to wait for their perfect partner, which is the Yamcha LR. Maybe experiment with, you know, how you like the rotations, what units can tank and normals and super attacks, and I think you could have some real fun with this unit. But right now, I'm really liking having Hachan as a slot 1 with them. So that he just tanks perfectly. They do some decent damage. They can tank normals. They can get some good damage in, and then they're supporting them. They're not supporting themselves, but whoever is in slot 3 is going to do very well. And that's why I kind of like loading a Path to Power Kid Goku, so that he can just get kind of super buffed right there. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. I hope you have a good day and a good night.